This podcast is sponsored by Verversity.com. Elevate your professional skills with courses designed by PhDs, powered by AI. Visit Verversity.com and start your learning journey today.
Distance learning chemistry concepts and experiments, enhancing science education online. Discover how distance learning bridges the gap in chemistry education with interactive concepts and virtual experiments for learners of all levels. Distance learning chemistry, concepts and experiments, making science accessible anywhere. Hey, so I've been thinking a lot about how chemistry education has transformed over the past few years, especially with all the distance learning going on. You know, when you hear chemistry, a lot of people still picture those intense lab sessions with beakers bubbling and flames flickering. It's fair to say, chemistry seems pretty hands-on and maybe even a bit intimidating when it's taught online. But here's the cool part. Distance learning has really made some impressive strides in making chemistry concepts and experiments not just digestible, but also kind of fun, even if you're sitting at home in your pajamas. One of the biggest hurdles with chemistry in the realm of online courses or any form of continuing education is the hands-on experiments part. After all, chemistry is all about reactions, measurements, observing changes, and sometimes, smelling stuff, though that's probably best left out of the distance version. But thanks to tech and some clever instructional design, you can actually get a pretty thorough understanding of core concepts like molecular bonding, acids and bases, or even organic chemistry through virtual labs and simulations. Let's start with the concepts themselves. Distance learning platforms have gotten really good at breaking down complex topics into smaller, manageable chunks. Videos, animations, infographics, they're everywhere, and they're helping chemistry come alive in a way textbooks alone never could. For instance, instead of just reading about electron orbitals, you might interact with a 3D model online that lets you rotate the atom and see the probability clouds where electrons hang out. This makes learning more interactive and, to be honest, less boring. Now, about the experiments. The idea of running real chemical reactions at home might be tricky. I wouldn't exactly suggest mixing household chemicals without some serious caution. But here's where virtual labs shine. These online simulations let you conduct experiments in a safe, controlled environment where you can mix chemicals, measure pH, or watch a titration happen in real time on your screen. It's not quite the same as the smell of burnt sulfur or the thrill of an actual color change, but it's a solid second best that can still teach you a ton. One platform that's been making waves is Verversity, platform for PhD-level online courses. They offer some advanced chemistry courses that combine detailed theory with access to online experiments and plenty of interactive content. It's perfect for adult education or anyone interested in professional development and lifelong learning. Whether you're brushing up for a career shift, supplementing your college course, or just curious about chemistry, platforms like this are a game changer. What I love most about this kind of distance learning is the flexibility. You get the freedom to learn when it suits you, rewind or replay parts you don't get the first time around, and even participate in discussion forums where you can ask questions or swap ideas with instructors and fellow learners from all over the world. It's a really welcoming and supportive environment, much different from the traditional classroom pressure. If you're a bit skeptical about whether online chemistry courses can give you a real lab experience, totally get it. But I'd say these virtual setups do a surprisingly good job of mimicking the process of scientific discovery. Plus, with some adult education programs, you might even combine online study with occasional in-person sessions or mailed-out kits to experiment safely at home. so the old distance barrier is getting smaller all the time. Continuing education in a subject like chemistry can open a lot of doors professionally, but also just make life more interesting. Imagine getting dinner conversation going about why that lemon juice can cook fish in ceviche or how soap molecules interact with oil. Cool, right? So, if you ever feel like dusting off those science muscles or want to challenge yourself in continuing education, consider checking out the options for online chemistry courses. With platforms like Verversity, you're not only accessing solid course material, but also engaging experiments and a community that supports lifelong learning. Explore courses now. Whether you're aiming for professional development, gearing up for a degree, or just curious about how the world of atoms and molecules fits together, it's never been easier to learn chemistry from home and on your schedule.